Welcome back, my friends, to the darkest of times. We're in 1941, trying to set up what we can. Just had an eerie confrontation with our neighbors that have become Nazis, fully, even the critical father. What is happening? Germany invades the Soviet Union. Without prior declaration of war, the German Wehrmacht attacks the USSR. Finland declares war on the Soviet Union. Finland declares war on the Soviet Union under the pretext that it had been attacked by USSR troops. And also Hungary declares war on the Soviet Union. After alleged air attacks by Soviet aircraft on Hungary, the Hungarian government declares war on the USSR. And you don't know, there was something that was used by Germany when they invaded Poland, and it was called Ab heute wird zurückgeschossen. It was like there was a feint attack, that like a forgery that basically that Poland attacked Germany when it really didn't attack Germany, and then they set everything into march and just took over Poland. That was totally helpless in that way, because the Germans had positioned so much army there, and without a war declaration they just walked over. 27th of June 1941. Wilhelm Etter, a communist, starts the meeting with bad news. There's money missing from our cash reserves. I don't want to blame anyone, but we obviously have a thief among us. Everyone looks at each other confused. Colonel Leopold avoids the gazes of other group members, making everyone suspicious. Karin, do you want to tell us anything? No. Why? You look nervous. I was ashamed, and I didn't take much. I thought that I could maybe return it when things got better. Okay, these are hard times. We will give you another chance. It's okay. Thank you. I promise I won't disappoint you again. This group is very important to me, Karin says. Yeah, she's been valuable. She's gotten so much. She's done so much for us. And it's okay if we take something from time to time. Let's see what we can get to. We could write slogans on walls. That would catapult us off. We could convince our supporters' friends. That might be great too. Let's see where this leads. That leads to stealing an army uniform. Frozen lightning. Voice of freedom. Yeah, with extreme risks here. Meeting an official. But first we want something that would give us donations, right? And these guys are right for that. In Kreuzberg, at least that. So we should convince our supporters' friends. One of our supporters works in the editorial office in Kreuzberg. He says some of his colleagues are interested in joining the resistance. Yeah, that would be nice. Unlocks army and collect donations. That's pretty helpful. Let's see. Inspiring, egoist, liberal, moderate liberal. Yeah. She can do that. That's how we need that. We can meet with a group of journalists who are unhappy with the current situation. Take a club with you, will you? No. Yeah, let's absolutely do this, Maria. So we have that going for us. Then we can talk to workers right now. Gerd Hagelstein is good at that. Meet some of the co-workers of our supporter in Wilmersdorf and see if we can convince them to help us. Unlocks help people to cross the border, fugitives, and smuggling books. And that would be very important. Smuggling books would be great. Karin Leopold could maybe help. Even if that hurts for her. Or Wilhelm Ette. Yeah, he's also good for workers. I mean, he's a communist after all. So why not? And then someone can write slogans on walls. Maybe we should try to do that first. Supporter Fritz Zimmermann points out a number of walls that are not heavily guarded at night, but well seen by day. They would be ideal to write our slogan on. Let's see. We need empathy. And we need propaganda. Karin wants to do that. Preparation's not that good. Wilhelm's not good at that. Gerhard. Yeah, I mean, he helps a bit. Kurt. It's much more dangerous with Kurt. How about Wilhelm? Yeah, Wilhelm hurts because he has war injuries. Kurt's also not the best. Could we add some marks? No. Supplies, maybe? No. More paint. That would be really, really dangerous. Another paint bucket? Oh my goodness me. Yeah, one paint bucket for everyone seems to be the sweet spot. So we have a club. Not really. We need to do it like that. We need to write slogans on walls. And then we can rely on Wilhelm Ette to take everything else. Let's see. Here we go. Wish us luck. Can talk to workers. Yeah, he's okay. He's okay. Some money? No. In Wilmersdorf and see if we can convince them to help us. Let's do that. Wish us luck. 4 marks. Supporters giving everything. Maria Esser meets a couple of active and former journalists, talks with them about freedom and resistance. People are inspired by the opportunity to change things and join the cause. Night. Karen Leopold writes slogans on walls in Tempelhof. The next day, many people notice them and see that someone had the courage to put them there. Nice, but we have been seen. Etta meets with co-workers of our supporter in Wilmersdorf and talks to them to see if someone would be willing to help us. It turns out there are still people not happy about the regime, willing to do something about it. But he has also been seen. Morale is really bad. We have gained a lot of supporters, which is good. 7,000 murder and massacre. German Wehrmacht task forces in the conquered part of the USSR murder about 7,000 people in a massacre in Lviv. British bombers carry out day attack on Kiel. 48 Royal Air Force bombers attack the shipyards. A Wellington plane crashes. I mean, these massacres, they've been like done to break the resistance, of course. That's very usual for militaristic states that go for it. Wages are dropping. The crisis. The salaries of the employees in the German Reich have decreased by about 12%. In the last 10 years, a retail merchant in 1931 earned 250 Reichsmark per month. In 1941, he earned only 218 Reichsmark. So the economy is starting to go down. 4th of July, 1941. Yeah, Independence Day. I have somebody who needs our help, says Gerhard Hagelstein as he enters the room. The child of a friend of mine was diagnosed with epilepsy, and the Nazi doctors want to send her to one of their atrocious racial hygiene hospitals. Do you know what that means? Nobody comes back from these hospitals. We must hide the child and her parents, says Gerhard nervously. I can't abandon my friend at a moment like this. We can hide them, but this is only one family, and we can't help all of them. I honestly don't understand how people can support such things. What does it mean to be human if you murder those who need your help and can't protect themselves, replies Gerhard. Indeed. To find a hideout for the family. There's something we could do here. Family with an ill child is in danger and needs our help to avoid euthanasia. Gerhard. We need 2 people. Family with an ill child needs a place to hide. We need empathy before anything else. Maria is good for that. Wilhelm is also good for that. Everyone needs to help. Calm, optimist, leader. Gerhard. You go for this. Court. What could court even do? That would be extremely bad. Is there anything court could do? Maybe contact a priest. Erich König, a devout Christian and member of the church in Spandau, tells us about a pastor who previously often expresses strong criticism about the regime. Court? Oh. Yeah, but court must go alone. We have a contact here, and we have Karin. Meeting a friend, meeting another friend. Contact a forced laborer. Stephanie Mendelssohn works at a factory together with forced laborers. She thinks that one of them is especially angry about the state of things. Yeah. Karin Leopold would be really bad at this. We cannot do this. Collect donations in Kreuzberg. Would also not be good. Meeting a friend, maybe. Yeah, that's fine. Let's see. Wish us a lot of luck. We need to find this young man a home. Maria Esser brings a family with a disabled child to a befriended priest outside of Berlin. The priest promises to hide them and make sure they won't be harmed. Wilhelm and Gerhard thinks they have been seen. Karin Leopold meets in Schöneberg with a friend from the old days to ascertain how he thinks about the regime. Turns out her friend opposes the regime even more than back then. And Karin Leopold explains him what this is about. He wants to help right away. And now court. Hide court. Stay calm and move on. He had to abort the mission before achieving anything. We must raise Moscow to the ground, says the Deutsche Exilzeitung. Hitler says, we don't want any people left who we need to feed during the winter. Yeah. Dehumanizing people. Except the ones leading the country, right? So, that's the way. I mean, when people just become food for the war machine, then that also happens. That's what also happens to the image of the opponent. Formerly, you would take them in, treat them well, and release them after the war, but then this was another quality. A misquality. Foreign German troops attack Malta. German Air Force units attack the Mediterranean island Malta, which is an important supply base for British troops in North Africa. And Great Britain and Soviet Union sign assistance agreement. The agreement excludes separate peace and ceasefire negotiations between an opposing party and the German Reich. July 1941. When I arrive at our meeting, the others are reminiscing. Do you guys remember the Summer Olympics? I miss those days, says Stuart Hagelstein. Yeah, the summer of 36 seems so long ago. Tell me about it. That summer is a world away. Oh, the nightlife. For For a while, this city was the center of the world. So many clubs, music, dancing, people enjoying themselves. And the Nazis were at least pretending to be decent. Nowadays, Berlin seems so somber. Yes, it's such a different place now. I wish there was a way to go back. I feel the same. I say. Ah, well. Need to do something. Something that helps the group as well. Or we get big, big problems. We could buy more paint. We could collect donations. Buy paper. Contact a priest. Let's see. Let us see. We could spread leaflets. We could start to sell books, but for that we need to spread books, and for spreading books we need actual books, and for actual books we need to be able to smuggle books, and for that we need money. And this is where it all comes down to. We can contact a forced laborer, well, not Wilhelm or Kurt, but the rest. Supporters in Weissensee tell us about forced laborers in this area. She could do this, but Gerhard kind of could do this. Karin would be really bad at that. Wilhelm. Kurt. Oh my goodness. No, we're not good at that. Meeting a friend. Maria could do that in Lichtenberg. Very nice. We can contact a priest. Nice. Karin can do that, and that would be great. We still have Gerhard and maybe Wilhelm to be able to do something. Collecting donations in Kreuzberg. Ah, yeah. How good that is, right? How good that is. Mr. Hagelstein. We could buy more paper. Werner Janssen has a contact to a resistance group abroad who would give us books that are banned in Germany. What do we need for that? Costs 50 marks. We gain a pack of books. And 7 morale. That would be nice. They will arrest me any moment now. I must hide. Yeah, but where to hide? We could buy some paper. Our judge should be able to do this. Go for a little bit more here. Probably not. Let's try this. Here we go. Those who aren't serving in the army must help the war effort in other ways, so I have to assist with the Winterhilfswerk in collecting blankets, shoes, food and money for the soldiers. When I arrive in my assigned neighborhood, I meet a silver-haired man in his 60s who extends his hand. Hi there, I'm Wagner. Good morning, Herr Wagner. He shakes my hand with a smile. Looks like we'll be collecting together this morning. Ready? We walk to our first apartment. I'm trying to hide my discomfort, but Wagner is perceptive. What's wrong, he asks. Asking these people for money is uncomfortable for me. Berlin is already suffering under the rationing, I say. It doesn't feel right to keep asking people for more. Wagner seems generous of spirit. Well, wartime is hard for everyone. But we're already here, so let's make the best of it, shall we? Alright then, let's begin. We knock on the first door. It's a pleasant family that isn't unhappy to see us. They give us a blanket and a bit of money. Wagner hands the mother a token to show they gave something. That was a good start, says Wagner. It always pleasant like this? No. Some families are truly poor. Sometimes they're afraid of the collectors. The Hitler Youth can sometimes be overly enthusiastic. We spend a few hours going from door to door. Most people are friendly to us, some are annoyed. Wagner takes it all in stride. The last few we meet are quite pleased with the swift victories of the Wehrmacht and hopeful for a quick end to the war. We'll ask Wagner what he thinks of the war. He's an old man, maybe he has experience. Well, Wagner begins, I do not share their enthusiasm, but that's because I fought in the last war. Like I said, it's hard on everyone. Do you feel like there's any similarity? Between the two wars, no. So much has changed, especially the technology, the planes, the boats, the tanks, so much more destructive power. I served on the Eastern Front back in the Great War. And let me tell you, invading Russia is a mistake. And not just because we're fighting on multiple fronts. What was it like back then? I'd rather not go into detail, my friend. It was hideous, to be frank. Suffice to say, the Wehrmacht can't make us a knockout punch before winter. Everyone will suffer. All the guns in the world can't shoot down a Russian winter. I'm glad we met. It was a pleasure to meet you, sir, I say. Wagner takes his leave with a smile. His words still ring in my ears. What if the war goes on for years? Let's see. Maria Esser meets a friend. Yes. Eager to support us. Hagelstein in Kreuzberg. Come on. He's getting us the monies. We're over 30 now. The Meta wants to buy paper. Picks a shop in Pankow where no one knows him. And manages to buy 3 sheets of paper. Count Leopold meets with a priest. The priest is an opponent of the regime. And helps us a lot. The moral of the group is very low, and so is our own. Yeah, we must address this, because we've lost a lot of morale again. Alliance offered to Japan. Berlin, the Führer offers the Japanese government an alliance for the annihilation of the USSR and the USA. That's a little bit, that shows how insane that is. How could you invade the USSR and the USA? That's a mad plan. I mean, they could attack, they could do some damage, but taking over? It's just too much land. It's too many people. 18th of July, 1941. Submarines and planes instead of tanks. Hitler orders to focus on building submarines and aircraft. He considers the war against the Soviet Union as won. Yeah, so wrong. Voran, Rogaschow and Schlobin fallen. The Soviet Red Army recaptures the cities of Rogaschow and Schlobin and defeats the occupying Wehrmacht divisions. 18th of July 1941. I feel like everyone around me is disappearing, says Karen Leopold during tonight's meeting. I miss my brother. He disappeared? Well, not exactly. He was drafted into the army. And just like that, he was gone. And so many other young men have been drafted too. I'm sorry about your brother. I hope he'll be home soon, I say. And everyone is a little bit stressed, worried, disenchanted. But not us. We don't give up hope. We resist what we don't like and we like. Yeah, we support what we like. Have a great time until next time, and happy gaming, my friends. Let's try, because trying is not giving up. And we'll see each other in the next episode. Happy gaming to you.